Okay, so it's out. Here we are. Now the purpose of this video is to glue all of this back on. I've put some spray contact adhesive. You can see what's happened is the foam has just parted. So we're going to take this off, give this a brush and then a vacuum to get as much of that off as we can. And just going to spray it with the contact adhesive. So if you have a look at the foam here, just run your finger through it. You can see how much it's collapsed. So I've got to get all of that off so there's actually something, this roof lining material, for this to stick back onto. So we're just going to give the whole thing a vacuum and see how it goes. I really hope I can reuse this. So this is coming up really well with the vacuum, because that old sticky buggered foam was going to not make any glue work. So we've got to clean that off. And this old vacuum doing a great job. So this has come up really well. There's no doubt that it would be better with a new piece of headliner, but we're going to put the same piece back in. It's the right colour. We're just going to get all of the foam off, get all of the lumps out of it. We've laid it back and it looks pretty good. We've got some spray contact adhesive, which is the right gear. We're going to spray both surfaces. You don't have to with this stuff, but you get a permanent, much better adhesive if you spray both sides and then put it all together. I'm just doing it half at a time so that it stays square and it'll position itself properly. We're gonna have to stretch it out a little bit to get it on, so we'll see how we go. So we've hit it up with the spray adhesive, and now we're waiting the 3 to 5 minutes for it to go tacky. Fair bit of it soaked in, but hopefully that'll be enough. And we'll stick that down and see. So now the contact adhesive is on. We're smoothing it back out, lining up all of the holes and lining up the edges. And so far, it's going well, stretching into position. This stuff is supposed to be tacky and put it on thick as nothing. It's not the slightest little bit sticky. Not even a little bit. We've lifted it up and it's just not, there's nothing tacky or sticky about that at all. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it is not sticky. It's totally not sticking to me, not sticking to anything. So I don't know if I got a bad batch of what's going on, but this stuff, absolutely crap. Totally not sticky. It's supposed to go on, wait 3 to 5 minutes, get tacky. It just didn't do it. Put an entire tin on and just nothing. So given that the miss, what we did last night, what I had was some of this stuff here. This is Selly's All Clear, or SMX, is a very similar to the same product. Dries crystal clear. It's a copolymer sealant, but it's a proper glue, something a lot more substantial. I could see because the headliner was stretched, it was going to need a proper glue to hold it down. Now, as when I was reading a few posts and so forth before doing this, it said you can't glue light coloured or white coloured headliners because it will stain, it will come through. Now, this is now almost 24 hours since it was done. Very much we needed to use these bags of pool chemicals, just something rounded to hold the shape into the curve here so it would glue and be attached. You can see here it's come off a bit just because the material is so stretched. So we put the glue down, as you can see, sponged it really thin, spread it all out. Most of it is stuck really well, but where we stretched it up, because we had to stretch it up here, we put pegs on, all those marks are still really evident. I've pretty much given up hope that it's going to dry and change colour. So colour-wise, it's just a freaky disaster. This headline is sort of like going to get it. I was hoping to restore it, but it looks like it's just going to get us through the roadworthy and then it'll have to be replaced. But I was thinking also maybe I could paint it once it's stuck on there, but we want this to be a nice car, so we'll see. But certainly if you've got a light colour, the gluing idea or anything substantial is not going to be the case. I would certainly be recommending, if you're looking at this video and deciding what to do, get yourself a new material. You know, be funky, get some manga. Or, you know, my cousin has actually had a leopard skin roof liner on her car. I never thought about it before, but probably this sort of thing's happened. And when they've replaced it, they've just gone to the material shop and gotten something a bit funky. So be careful, it'll make your car very particular to you, but it's an opportunity to put something a little bit different in. We'll see how this goes, see if it does if those stains come out any worse. That's coming out far worse on the camera than what it is. They're not quite that dark. Spray glue when you've got a stretched old headliner, forget it. There's no way it's going to hold. Even this silicone with all the bags on it, some of this is let go here, and because it's pulling tight, you see it's pulling away from the surface, so it's really pulling off and peeling off. So with the headlining material, it has not dried at all, totally where the glue has come through, because it's just nothing behind it, no backing, nothing there anymore, so the glue just came straight through. So looks absolutely atrocious. What we've got here, I decided, well, I wonder what will happen if I give it a paint, paint the material, get some material paint. And well, yeah, the material paint paints the material, but where the glue had come through, it's more solid. And that just was an absolute disaster. It really highlighted everything and made it come up really, really strong. So can you paint with material paint to cover up the glue mess? Absolutely not. So new headliner it is.